We're going to look ahead to the weekend's sporting action, and I'm joined in studio by our sports editor Derrick Lynch. Derrick, a very good morning to you.
Morning to you.
A big fixture today for St Flannan's College.
Yeah, and even bigger, I suppose, in the context of Wednesday's result for St Joseph's Tulla with their victory over Lismore, which means that the winners of today's tie will play Tulla in the semi-final. So it will be an incredible occasion, wherever that would be on. I would imagine a Clare venue somewhere, but we have to get over this afternoon first, I suppose. But yeah, it would be savage to have that. And I suppose, look, when you look at the context of the Harty Cup, at the minute we have 3 teams through to the semi-finals. You have 2 Tipperary teams and a Clare team, and it's a Clare and Tipperary team playing this afternoon. So the 2 counties utterly dominating the competition for this year's event, and I suppose for the last couple of years as well. So yeah, it would be huge for St Flannan's. Very unlucky last year in the final. Then obviously the defeat to Athenry up in Gort in the All-Ireland series as well. So there's plenty of experience, plenty of chances. It's on down in the TUS campus in Moylish at 1:30.
This is Our Lady Templemore they're playing.
Our Lady Templemore from Tipperary. So I mean, look, you go through results minor and under 20 at inter-county level the last couple of seasons. It's been predominantly Clare and Tip, and I suppose that's playing out now as well in the school. So it's no major surprise, but it is a major boost, I suppose, for the progression of both teams, that there is still that conveyor belt coming through. And obviously, the Harty is the higher end of it. And look, we wish St Flannan's all the best. They've had a good campaign so far, mixed enough campaign, but they're here now in the quarter final. And as I say, the carrot of having the Tulla lads below this afternoon watching them,
an all Clare semi-final would be juicy, wouldn't it?
It would, and on the other side would you have an all Tip semi-final. So that's what I mean, you're guaranteed a Clare and Tip final in it. So it's, as I say, it's reflective and symptomatic of kind of underage inter-county the last couple of seasons. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that one right across the afternoon. It's a 1:30 start down in Moylish.
How much of a challenge will Our Lady Templemore present?
Huge, yeah. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be a tidy game, but I think, as I say, St Flannan's now with the blood in the nostrils of seeing Tulla, and they've had a great whole rivalry, albeit haven't met that much in recent times. There was a game a couple of years ago played across the road here in Parky's Hog. Maybe that's an option for a venue, but the fact that Tulla won it and then St Flannan's came back and win it again, so there's plenty of rivalry there, plenty of reasons for St Flannan's to want to win. But as I say, Our Lady's Templemore will be wanting to keep the Tip flag flying as well. It would be a phenomenal achievement if they had 3 teams from Tip in the semi-finals of this year's competition. So lots to play out.
Well, look, Clare, and in particular as the team who have won it, or school who've won it the most times, in Flannan's College, a very proud history in the Dr Harty Cup. Of course, we spoke with Liam Donoghue about a month ago. He's the author of that new book, a big comprehensive tome on the Dr Harty Cup. So we'll be hoping from a Clare perspective he's going to release a revised edition later on this year. So as Derrick said, we'll be keeping you abreast of that Flannan's Our Lady Templemore game from 1:30 at the weekend. Muire, they are a couple of steps further along in their competition, 2 steps further along, because they are in the Munster Junior B Camogie final, where their opposition is not from Tipperary but from Cork, Clonakilty, and that game is going to be happening tomorrow quite near us, Clarecastle.
Yeah, down in Clarecastle. I think it's a 1:30 start for that particular game. That's the time that's been set for it anyway. And again, I suppose they've recent form to go off on this one. Spoke to Aidan McGuan, their joint manager, during the week. We'll hear from him on Sideline View later this evening, but he was kind of saying that they played this Sacred Heart team in the first round of the competition. They hadn't a whole pile done before it, so obviously they're in a very different place now in terms of preparation. They were training over Christmas even. Aidan was saying, wouldn't you love to have something to do in that fellow week between Christmas and New Year's, and that's what they spent it. They spent it getting a couple of training sessions in, so they're obviously well prepared for this one. They were All-Ireland champions not that long ago as well at this grade, so they've plenty of recent experience to draw on. And it would be a huge boost for Clare Camogie at the start of the season, because we know there was lots of strides made last year at senior level, but I suppose a lot of the spotlight has been kind of shone on the underage scene, particularly from an S&C perspective. So there's lots of calls for things to be pulled up by the bootstraps there. And what better way, I suppose, to kick off 26th than to have a Clare team crown Munster champion. So we wish them the very best of luck, Colaiste tomorrow, as we say, down in Clarecastle tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 start.
Okay, very good. There is local soccer as well happening on Sunday.
Yeah, there certainly is, and it's kind of top of the table based stuff really. Newmarket Celtic hosting Tulla United, they're first and second respectively, just a point between them, and then it's third playing fourth with Avenue taking on the Bridge United as well. A couple of more points between them. I think it's 4 from third back to fourth, but this could be a big weekend because points are hard come by, and the points you drop against your rivals are nearly double insofar as, you have to get another 3 to make up the 3 you've lost, particularly when you're the one chasing. So big games. Now, I would say that, weather isn't promised hectic, although both Rosslevin and McDonagh Park do tend to hold up quite well. So just keep an eye on the Clare Soccer Facebook, keep an eye on ourselves here as well. We'll keep you posted if there's any changes on those. But yeah, 2 big games in that, and then out in St. Flannan's as well. I think it's Ennisdons and Shannontown that they're kind of more towards moving away from the bottom of the table, hoping to cement mid-table really. So yeah, 3 big games, but as I say, very much weather dependent. I know David O'Grady will be doing an anti-rain dance down there in Newmarket, the fixture secretary, to hope that things go ahead this weekend. Just one game happened last weekend to get the new season, or the new year underway I should say, so he'll be hoping for a few more this time round. Okay, brilliant stuff. Anything else you want to flag up? Yeah, I suppose Monday night we can speak more about this on Monday afternoon, but the Munster Senior Hurling League, Clare versus Cork. It was a much changed Cork team, but still a big defeat to Limerick. Yeah, a big defeat to Limerick, and I suppose look at Cork. I never thought I'd see the day I'd say this, but careful, they're in need of positivity, they're in need of confidence, and hopefully they don't get it next Monday. But that's one thing the Cork were never short of. Like, and you go back to the All-Ireland, and now they've lost to Limerick, okay, albeit an experimental team, but like Limerick swatted them away with complete and total ease, like, and hit the 30-point mark again, and all the rest that goes with it. So from a Clare point of view, though, they'll want to do their job. There's a couple of big names that might be getting their chance to line out for the first time, that were warming up or warming down in Tulla after the game. So and it'll be another competitive game then, because the final of the Munster League is on next Saturday, which will be tomorrow week. So that's another game to fill a gap, and then all of a sudden you're 2 weeks out from the National League. It's incredible. Like, it feels like January's going to fly, which to be honest is very welcomed always, obviously. Yeah. But from tomorrow you're talking 2 weeks out from the National League. Clare go to Muire tomorrow fortnight. Clare host down Sunday fortnight here in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. So it's coming around rather quickly. So I think everybody's conscious of that now, and the more competitive games you get, I guess, the better. And look, we're reiterating what Brian Lone said after the win over Limerick, that it's not the be all and end all, but still the prospect. There could be a response from Cork on Monday, although it would want to be a big response. Opportunity to get to a final, win a bit of silverware. Not very much the least important silverware on offer for Clare, but no better way to go into the National Hurling League. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I suppose Cork now would look at it and say they're obviously way behind on score difference, so even if they beat Clare, it'll only put Limerick into the final, but so they won't be thinking about that. If Clare win, they go through because of the head-to-head with Limerick. So Cork, and it's on in Mallow, which I found a strange venue, to be honest, because generally these kind of, I won't call them secondary games, but less high profile games tend to be down in Páirc Uí Rinn. So Cork are coming up the road a little bit more to meet Clare, which is welcome, I suppose. When you're going down, you don't have to face all the way down the bottleneck, but that in itself, it's a good, but it's a sticky old pitch down there now, and obviously Monday night won't be sunscreen time either, so it'll be an interesting game. But again, Brian will get a chance to run the rule over a couple of the lads, and as I say, hope then that they can set up a Munster League final again next weekend. Okay, look, you'll have more on all of those games on Sideline View. Yeah, we certainly will. We'll be obviously reflecting on this game that's on this afternoon, and looking ahead in more detail to the Munster Hurling League, looking back on Paul Madden's first 2 games in the McGrath Cup, victory over Waterford, and an encouraging defeat to Kerry, to be fair. But Paul being Paul, he was kind of snarling after us, saying we can't ever be happy losing him or not. But isn't that the kind of Roy Keane-esque mentality you want, not just moral victories? 100%, and I think that's great to see, and I even said it after the game on the Friday night down in Waterford. Even though they had won, there was a little bit of a riot act read in the huddle afterwards as well. So I think Paul, as he does, look, we know the standards he sets, he's laying them down, and players are responding. And as I say, it's a 2-week run now for them to Newry on the 24th, so that won't be felt. Okay, very good. Make sure you check out Derrick on Sideline View this evening. Derrick, thank you very much. We'll chat to you on Monday.